Hello everybody. Today we are going to, even though this is the third back to back to back that I've done, just sitting here right now. I don't know why there's nothing coming up, but let's just look it up then. Do, 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 do. Okay, so today we are going to review, now that I finally pulled it up, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So this is the second installment in the Jurassic World franchise, and I'm finally getting around to all the movies that I need to watch for my reviews so that I can finally put these out, even though I'm going to be a little bit behind on where I wanted to be, but that's okay. Sometimes stuff just happens, and yeah, I guess I thought I had these, like I said in the other one, I thought I had these recorded, but apparently not. So yeah, I don't know whether I just forgot about them or I was going to go back and do them again when the movie got closer. I think that might have been what happened, and I thought I recorded them, and then I ended up actually not doing it, so kind of interesting that I hadn't done it already. And now I'm trying to find the other movie here, if I can, that I want to watch tonight. So anyway, this takes place obviously after the first one where they have to leave Isla Nublar again. But this is about the battle of whether the dinosaurs are worth saving or whether they're worthless and they should just let them go extinct. So kind of an interesting concept as to whether or not they are going to be saved or whether the people are just going to let them die. And we find out that Hammond had a partner in crime back in the back when they were originally creating the dinosaurs. It turns out that they didn't actually start on the island. It turns out Hammond and Benjamin Lockwood actually started creating the dinosaurs in Benjamin Lockwood's house, I guess, which they might have actually lived in together, I suppose. And when Benjamin Lockwood, which was much younger, his daughter ended up dying in a car crash. So it is believed at this point, anyway, that his daughter, he had the ability to clone Claire Lockwood. No, that's not right. Um, oh God, what is her name? Oh, he had the ability to clone his daughter. But what was his daughter's name? I'm going to have to go back and actually look at that, because if I don't, I'm going to hurt my brain, because I was just... come on. Yes, Charlotte Lockwood, that was right. He had the ability to clone his daughter, Charlotte, and create Macy, who he says is his granddaughter, but I guess it's just a clone of his daughter, or at least that's what was supposed to be believed at this point, right? Um, so Jeff Goldblum, I believe he was he not in the original three at some capacity? I can't remember whether he was in the third one or not. Actually, I don't remember him being in the third movie now, so I think he might have only had 4 appearances, as opposed to Sam Neill, who's had 3 now. So we have a lot of people reprising their roles, obviously, in this film. Chris Pratt, oh my God, playing Owen Grady. Bryce Dallas Howard playing Claire Dearing. Rafe Spall playing Eli Millis, who I guess is the person taking over for Benjamin Lockwood in order to, I guess, move his funds into the future, even though he ends up doing it in the way that obviously Benjamin doesn't want him to. Justice Smith playing Franklin Webb. Danielle Pineda playing Zia Rodriguez. Toby Jones playing Mr. Eversole. Ted Levine playing Ken Wheatley. Jeff Goldblum playing Ian Malcolm, and Bidu Wong playing Dr. Wu, and Geraldine Chaplin playing Iris, who was, I guess, kind of the caretaker of Benjamin Lockwood and his house, and obviously she had, I guess, sort of, in a sense, helped raise Charlotte and Macy, I think is what she said. And we obviously know that Eli is not who he claims to be. He is going to end up selling the dinosaurs instead of carrying on with Benjamin Lockwood's dream of creating this safe space for the dinosaurs where there's no humans. They're just in their own sanctuary type deal. And I guess that kind of is what the third movie is really about, with instead of InGen taking over, it's now Biosyn that was the company now, right? So at one point, Eli ends up killing Benjamin, and then Macy finds him dead, and she realizes throughout the movie that obviously Eli is not who he says he is. And when he sends them back to the island, all they cared about was the raptor, because they were trying to create. Now, in the first movie was the Indominus Rex, so I believe they took the DNA from the Indominus Rex and the raptor in order to create this new breed of dinosaur called the Indoraptor, which they definitely should have created because it was even smarter than the Indominus Rex in the first movie, minus the fact that it could camouflage and so on and so forth. And obviously, I think Blue knew enough in this movie not to trust the Indoraptor, and that it was a enemy and not a friend. So, yeah, Blue knew to fight it off and protect Owen this time around. And thank God, because, oh my God, that thing was just, not only was it terrifying looking, but it was a prototype, and it was literally like trained to kill, which is what kind of the point of the first movie was, where they were trying to breed the dinosaurs into soldiers. And I guess in this movie they had somehow actually ended up almost being able to pull it off, which is kind of crazy. And so yeah, in the first movie they were trying to train the raptors into becoming soldiers, and now they've created a basically killing machine. And when they send Wheatley over to the island with the help of Owen and Claire, and also, also Franklin and Zia were there as well, because she's, I guess, kind of like the doctor of the animals, and they end up shooting Blue at one point by accident, obviously, because they didn't listen to Owen. They should have listened to Owen in the first place. And Mr. Eversole is the one that wants to sell all these dinosaurs with the help of Eli. And so they're basically taking every dinosaur they can off of the island and bringing them back to sell. And that goes terribly wrong when a gas leak starts in Lockwood's house. And I believe it was Eli that pretends he's found Benjamin Lockwood dead and then kicks Iris out of the house. And so that's the last time I guess we see Iris, which is unfortunate because she kind of seemed like a more prominent character in the story, I guess, or more like, yeah, more important character, but I guess she was kind of secondary, I suppose. So then I believe it was the Russian guy that ends up, it was the Russian guy that ends up buying the Indoraptor, but obviously that plan doesn't go as well as they thought it was either, because Owen ends up getting the dinosaur that he got to smash through into their cell and help them escape into like this crowd of people, and it's just like headbutting all of them and throwing them all around, and he keeps the Indoraptor in the showroom, and then Wheatley ends up dying because he has this obsession with taking the dinosaur's teeth, as we see on the island. And he tries to take the Indoraptor's teeth after he thinks he's trained it, but the Indoraptor is actually so smart that it plays dead, or plays like it's been knocked out, and ends up killing him. So, but I mean, he wasn't necessarily the greatest person on Earth, so I think he kind of deserved it, because he was just basically abusing these animals for his own personal gain to make a necklace of teeth, because I guess he thought that was the cool thing to do. So yeah, the scenes with the Indoraptor were definitely terrifying, because they got lucky. I feel like they get lucky in these movies quite a bit with how they are able to escape the dinosaurs. Although in the third movie, compared to this one, it kind of felt like they were outsmarting the raptors a little bit more, as opposed to just barely making it alive. um, and I know there isn't as many places to escape indoors as there is outdoors. So obviously, if the raptor is trapped indoors with you, it's going to be much harder to escape, right? And then Blue ends up being the one that kills the Indoraptor when it's on the glass, and Blue jumps onto, I guess, yeah, she jumps onto the Indoraptor, and they break through the glass, and they end up, Blue ends up stabbing, or the Indoraptor ends up falling onto the Triceratops head, and then Blue runs away at the end, even though Owen tries to get Blue to come with them. But Blue, I guess, kind of wants to be free, and obviously we now know that we are going to be coexisting with dinosaurs at this point. So yeah, very, very interesting to see all of this taking place. And obviously we know that Ian is trying to convince them at the very beginning of the movie not to save the dinosaurs from Ela Nublar and to leave them to die because he doesn't want genetic power to be unleashed. But unfortunately, there's still people in play that are going to get these dinosaurs off of the island, regardless of whether they have the permission to or not. So, but obviously, the selling of the dinosaurs was not supposed to happen, and now that all these people have the power to duplicate them, they are definitely going to, right? Thankfully, though, the one that was the really, I guess, main concern was obviously the genetically enhanced and kind of hybrid dinosaurs that they were really worried about people duplicating, right? And I guess we kind of see that in the third movie too now, with because I'll have the review up of it before this one, with everything going on, like the breeding grounds, the illegal breeding grounds, and so on and so forth in the third movie, right? So, yeah, I think that kind of is foreshadowing as to the dinosaurs being shipped to various locations type thing. What else can I say about this movie? Oh, one of the saddest scenes, obviously, was when they are escaping from the island and you are watching the dinosaurs kind of die in the fire. And I think that was kind of the little scene where I can't remember the name of the dinosaur. Oh, I should. It's not the Triceratops, because the Triceratops is the one with the horns on its head, but what's the one that eats the long-necked one? Oh, I should know it too, because it's one of the main dinosaurs in the flippin' series of movies. Oh, anyway, regardless, it's the herbivore one with the long neck, really tall. Sounds funny, but I've been doing so much talking today that my brain's just melting together after doing 3 reviews back to back to back like this, which is why I usually take a break. But anyhow, I did think this movie was a little bit better than the first one, I do believe, is how I rated it. I can't remember how I rated the first one. Oh, so I gave the first one a 7 out of 10. Okay. And then I gave the second one a 9 out of 10 because I thought it was much better that the dinosaurs were being brought back into civilization, which is what I wanted the first movie to be of the Jurassic World series anyway. So this was a much more exciting movie for me as opposed to the first one where we now know that dinosaurs are going to be coexisting with humans, which I think as a Jurassic Park fan is what we've wanted since the third movie anyway, because the pterodactyl's flying into the distance, right? Which is what I think was originally supposed to be the plan, but I guess maybe they kind of had to set it up a little bit again, seeing as it's been so many years. But anyway, now we have dinosaurs and people coexisting. So, and if you've seen the third movie, you already know how that goes. Not well. So I did give this movie a 9 out of 10, and then I think I gave the third one Yeah, I know I gave the third one a better rating than this one, so there's only one step above where I can give it. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for the third one is what I gave the third one, and I believe that's pretty much all I can say for this movie, actually. I thought I would have had more to say, but yeah. Yeah, that was one of the sadder scenes, and then the scary scene, and then obviously I think we know kind of that Macy is going to go off with Claire and Owen, obviously, because we've seen the third one now. Uh, and yeah, I guess I will see you guys in the next review. Bye bye for now.